the responsibility of trying to find solutions. So after moving around and talking to Kenyans, they came up with a report. And then thereafter we decided to reappoint them rather than bringing a new team, new faces, to go and try to validate this report among the people of Kenya. They has already, Tom has explained, held town hall meetings. But we decided ourselves that we will go around and talk to Kenyan generally. And we came up with the concept of regional consultations. And the first regional consultation took place here in Kisii. Across the wall, down there is where it was. That's where we had the lengthy deliberations. We had the experts explaining, and here in Kisii, we brought in people from all the 6 counties of former Nyanza province. So here you have the Lumos, the Kisis, and the Koreas came here, their representatives. Kisii County had, I think, 500 delegates. The rest had 300, 300 mixed. Some were elders, some were women, some were youth, some were politicians, religious leaders, businessmen, all assembled here. And after lengthy deliberation, after the report was presented by the experts and people deliberated, we then retreated to the stadium where we were yesterday to launch the BBI. And that's where the reggae started. That's why yesterday I said we decided to come here yesterday. And I said today we decided deliberately with the president to come and receive the report here in Kisii. This is where it started. And reggae ilipotoka hapa ikanguruma huko magharibi. As we said here, the Kisii spoke a lot about issues affecting the Kisii region, issues which are specific to this region. Like you've seen the soapstone products outside there. They talked about them. They talked about minerals generally in this area. They talked about agriculture. They talked about industries in this region. Down around the lake there, they talked about fishing industry. They talked about sugar industry, that area. They talked about groundnuts growing, about cotton and industrialization generally in that area, and also issues of infrastructure. The Koreas came with the issues because Koreas are in Migori County, and they are saying that they don't think they're getting their fair share. Some people are making noise. I said, no, that's why they're doing this consultation. Let everybody speak. Then we can be able to find a solution. As we moved on, it turned out it was not just only Koreas having this problem. If you went to Western, the suburbs of Mount Kenya were talking about how they're also not being fairly treated there. They're not getting their rights. The Tesos in Busia had similar issues. To then say that we must find a way in this new constitution in which we find a way of how we can isolate problems affecting minorities and finding how to address them. Tulipotoka Ingo tumeenda huko Mombasa, kule watu wa pwani wakafoka wakakohoa mambo ya madini. They talked about the blue economy in the coast. They talked about historical land marginalization, including Mazuri land rights and all those sort of things. So very serious issues were raised. Then from there tukaenda Ukambani. The campus also talked about issues of drought, issues of famine, issues of national calamities, and also infrastructure. Tukaenda huko Narok. Narok pale Wamasai waliongea. They talked about issues of land. There, how the land had been invaded, there's certain specific land that they talked about, and they wanted a solution to the issue of land. They talked about pastoralism as a way of life, and how you can do value addition, things like putting up a meat processing plant in Narok. Then they talked about the game park, which you have Masai Mara, and then you have also Amboseli, and that they wanted these to be under the counties. We then went to Garissa, and in Garissa, Wariahi, Walikohoa, from Mandera, Wajir, all the way up to Garissa, but even to the people from Marsabit joined at Isiolo. And there they talked about issues of pastoralism, issues of infrastructure, issues of education, issues of security generally, the threat to Al-Shabaab and so on. And all this, we agreed need to be addressed. From there tukaenda huko mlimani, Mount Kenya, kule Meru. Watu wa mlima kutoka huko Nakuru mpaka Tharaka Nithi waliongea shida zao, the issues of land, issues of industrialization, issues of infrastructure, and issues of equity. The issue of 1 man, 1 shilling was very loud there. So that each and every Kenyan gets the right here. So through this process, we managed to really get what is ailing Kenya, what are the problems. So it was not a useless exercise. Some people can stand and say, oh, waste of time. We need to address the issues of poverty, watu wa chini, watu wadogo. And so what? How do you address them if you don't know them? So he said, we want the Kenyan to speak, and the Kenyan spoke. Somebody will come and say, today is when you have now discovered that kuna watu wadogo. You want to have a conversation about the people, the poor man, the common man, the mkokoteni, the driver, mtu wa wheelbarrow, and so on. But you've been there all this time. You didn't drop from heaven like an angel. You've been around. Is it the first time you've now discovered that there are watu wa mkokoteni? And the issue of haves and have-nots. If you're really concerned, why do you give them wheelbarrows? Why don't you give them your helicopter? We are going to talk to the people of Kenya. The Kenyans must know the truth. Sisi si watu wazimu. Mimi na ndugu yangu tuliamua tutaenda njia hii kwa sababu tunajua hii ndio njia ya kukomboa Kenya. There's no other way. This is how we're going to do it. And as Thomas said,
kupitia makamu mwenyekiti wa kamati ya wazee Uhuru, kupitisha shukrani zetu za dhati kwako wewe na kupitia kwako kwa wazee wenzako ambao wamefanya kazi kutoka wakati tuliwapatia mwaka uliopita mpaka sasa na kuweka imani yetu na ya wananchi wa Kenya. Asanteni sana, tunashukuru sana. Ya pili, tena kupitia kwako naibu wa mwenyekiti, mpeleke pole zetu kwa mwenyekiti wenu mzee wetu Haji, na mwambie tunamuombea apone haraka na ndio tuweze kuendelea na kazi yetu. Ya pili ni kushukuru technical team ambayo imefanya kazi na hawa wazee. Kusema again, thank you for your patriotism, for your dedication and for your love of country. Asanteni sana. Thank you. And also for being faithful to the cause. Siku ya leo tukiwa hapa, tuko hapa kupokea kirasmi report ya hawa wazee, na ni vizuri kwa sababu saa ingine sisi wa Kenya twasahau haraka, kwa sababu sio muda mrefu sana mwaka uliopita ambapo wazee walituletea ile preliminary report yao ya mambo yale ambaye wakati walizunguka taifa letu la Kenya waliona ikiwa shida ambayo inakumba wananchi wetu kutoka kila kona ya Kenya. Na wakati walituletea hiyo report, tukaipokea na tukakuja pale Bomas of Kenya, si kweli? Na tukaita wananchi kutoka kila kona ya Kenya na tukawapatia nafasi. Wakati hiyo tukaitoa kirasmi, tukasema hii ndio report tumeletewa na wazee, na tukaelezwa kidogo yale ambayo yalikuweko, na tukasema Wakenya waisome. Na baada ya muda mchache tukasema sasa hii report ya kwanza tunataka iwe consolidated into a document that has a legal basis. Na tukasema badala ya kwenda kutafuta wataalamu wengine, wazee wengine, wale ambao walifanya ile kazi ya mwanzo, wacha waendelee na kazi, kwa sababu wanajua mwanzo na pahali wamefika, na ndio watakuwa wakijua njia ya kuendelea, in order to give us an instrument that can be turned into questions that Kenyans can answer ultimately at a referendum. Hiyo report sasa ndio tumeipokea, na tukawaambia they should not constrain themselves only to constitutional issues. They should also look at legislative issues. They should also look at policy issues. They should also look at administrative issues. And I want to thank you, because I think you have done it in that holistic manner. Ile imebaki sasa ni Wakenya tuisome. Na tuisome sio tukiwa tumeweka kofia ya kisiasa. Tuisome kama wananchi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Let us read it as individual citizens, because it is about your life, It is about the life of your children. It is about the life of even your children's children. Let us not politicize life. Because as I said yesterday, politics will come and go. But this life that we live and this society that we call Kenya is here to stay. And we have a particular moment in history where we can come together and look at those things that prevent us from going forward and rectify them together. This is one such moment in history. Let us not lose this opportunity. As I said some time ago, this is not a document against any individual, against any community. This is a document that is for 50 million Kenyans. This is a document where I am encouraging each one of us to read and make your contribution with a view, not about creating contestation, but with a view of making it even better. All right? That is what we are looking for. We're not looking for the things that we disagree about. We're saying these ones that we are in agreement with, let us bring that consensus and move forward. And I want to plead, especially with my political colleagues, this is not the time to create division. This is the time for each and every one of us to show leadership. This is the time to bring our country together.
Yes.
My friends, I myself and my brother here are receiving the report for the first time. And that is why some of us have decided to keep quiet about it. Because together with you, we entrusted these people to do the work. Right? Now they have done their part. Today, we receive that report, but we will get a chance on Monday at the Bomas of Kenya to be taken through line by these good gentlemen together with their technicians, so that we can absorb it. And in the interim, I am requesting them to see that between now and next Monday, how they can circulate this document to as many people as possible. And even, I don't know whether you have an abridged version, but if you have an abridged version, make sure you put it in all our dailies so that Mwananchi, even by the time you are able to get them with a full copy, they can see the abridged version in their dailies. Mtu akinunua gazeti kwa insert hapo or something, just make sure you get it to as many people as possible. As many people as possible. Because we want this to be a national dialogue. And a national dialogue requires respect for each other and for each other's views. And a national dialogue is not conducted through insults. It's not conducted through incitement. It's conducted through reading, learning, understanding. And as the law said wonderfully, not talking at each other, but talking with each other. With a view that I may have an opinion I want to give, you may have an opinion, let us talk with each other. And by so doing, we will find a way forward. I want to repeat again, and I said it yesterday. This document does not belong first and foremost to me and Raila. It doesn't. It belongs to you. It belongs to you. This document is not about this individual's presidency and that individual's prime ministership, that individual's this. No. This is about all of us. What we are looking for is a document for posterity. And like I told you yesterday, friends, I may be the fourth, but I'm not the last. There will be a fifth president, there will be a sixth president, there will be a seventh president, there will be a 100th president. So, hamna tabu, but there will always only be one Kenya. And that Kenya belongs to all of us, and we have a common responsibility to protect that Kenya. Yeah? A common responsibility. And what this document seeks to do is to bring us together and find out how we can protect that common territory called Kenya. Not for an individual, not for a community, not for the rich against the poor, or the poor against the rich, but how can we, as a society called Kenya, build a society that is inclusive, that is equitable, that creates opportunities for all, that is safe for all and secure, that creates great economic opportunities from the natural resources and from the intelligence and capacity of our youth, and that looks after all interests and ensure that nobody is left behind. Because if we can deal with that problem, we will deal with the problem of political conflict and bloodshed. Yeah? Because every Kenyan will know, when I vote, I don't vote now on the basis of my tribe. I vote on the basis of the ideas and ideals, the principles, the policies, the direction a political party or an individual for that matter wishes to take me. Not because of where he's come from or where he's come from. Ni wakati yangu, ni wakati yake, ni wakati ya yule. No. Wakenya watakuwa na huo uhuru, wakijua ya kwamba hata awe amechaguliwa nani, hakuna mtu ambaye atakuwa na uwezo wa kukunyang'anya haki yako, wa kukunyang'anya pesa yako, wa kukunyang'anya shamba yako, ya kukunyang'anya haki yako ya kupata kazi. Wewe utakuwa umepiga kura tu, mtu yako akishinda, haleluya. Akishindwa unasema basi wacha niendelee miaka 5. Mimi na biashara zangu, kazi yangu huko, nini, hakuna mtu atatuzuia au kuja kuniharas. Nitakojea miaka ingine 5. Nijaribu tena. And that is why we are saying this winner take all mentality, that everything in Kenya is about one seat, and if I don't get it, I will not get my right. No. We want every Kenyan, every single day of the year, every single day, 365 days in a year, you are comfortable and content that you have, through your constitution, a document that protects you and that gives you your fair chance in society. And I believe that is what we are seeking from this PBI. Kwa hivyo, mimi sitaki kusema, hata sitaki kuongea juu ya contents, kwa sababu itasemekana me I'm trying to influence you to do say this or that. Me, I am not interested. But I do know there are a lot of very good proposals that these good men and women have given us. And I do hope and pray that we shall internalize this and that we shall turn it into an inclusive national dialogue with a view of making this country. I'm a believer that this country is good. Yes, we have challenges, but I believe that we have a good and great nation, and we have done a lot of great things. But I also believe and know that we can even be better. And that is what we are seeking from this document. How can we even be better than where we are today? And protect not just ourselves who are alive and walking today, but how will we protect and preserve this country even for future generations? That is the challenge of the moment, and that is the constitutional moment I was talking about yesterday. My brothers and sisters, my fellow countrymen, let us not squander this particular moment over petty political differences. I believe we can rise higher. We can rise higher. We can, as I said before, tame ambition for the greater good, right? We can. As I was telling some people, we have seen countries where people fight for political leadership and all you have at the end of the day is broken economies, broken societies, and people who are living in constant fear. I don't think that's where we want this country to go. If you are seeking a position of leadership, I believe that you would want to seek that position of leadership in an economically strong, in a people-empowered nation, where you have young people with hope to drive your agenda forward, and where every single one of your citizens is living in peace and security, regardless of wherever they are. That is what I would wish that anybody who would want a position of leadership would pray for. Right? Here we are with an opportunity to create that. Let us work together. Let us respect one another. Let us share our thoughts in good ways. And I'm certain that the success that we shall have shall not belong to any individual, but shall belong to the glory of God and to his people of Kenya. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, sio siku ya kuongea. Tutaonana kule Bomas. Kwa sasa nitoe nafasi hii tu kushukuru wenzetu wa Kisii kwa kutukaribisha. Tumefurahia ule muda tumekuwa pamoja nanyi. Sasa nataka tuingie hapa town, kwa sababu najua wa Kisii ni watu ambao wanakimbia, wao ni watu ya biashara. So hawalali, pesa inazunguka huko, hawalali wakitafuta. Na ndio mmebarikiwa, hakuna pahali ambapo mko kila pahali. Uende Amerika, uende UAE, uende Qatar, uende UK, uende Kenya mzima, uende wapi. Kwa hivyo hawa wako huko pia, wako na hii maneno, hata akienda Amerika hajasahau, bado anakumbuka nyumbani, anatumia ndugu kitu.